Have you ever heard Elon Musk denouncing apartheid on his capacity, basically, right? As Elon Musk.
Not saying that he should, but
we're still going there. Just like how when Trevor Noah became the host of the Daily Show, the apartheid was always he talked about it, you know. So we're talking about someone who should have had so much experiences coming out in that system. I would have expected him, like for example, to do something in SA like how Theron and Trevor do, right? Especially if it was black, I think I would have been like raining on him, like as to, you know, yo, you should, why you're not doing this, you're a billionaire. Now, in recent years in South Africa, they started experiencing farm matters, right? The white people had it bad during those times, actually. Still happens now, just as it's not as it was in 2012 and 2013. These are just ruthless criminals, bruh. That's why killing people. But let's be honest too, the criminals were black people. Yeah. Let's just be honest. It's a fact. Yeah, it's facts are there. Now, the man that never comments on South African politics was the first to comment on that. Yeah, okay. So you are aware of everything that's happened there. I've never been shook. As soon as Elon used that thing too of everyone was a slave, it's like, nah, dog. Let's address the elephants in the room today. And the elephants in the room, I mean, it's gonna be a continuation, I hope, but it's already longer. But maybe it's gonna be part 2 from the Candace Owens issue that we're talking about. I want to address Elon Musk, bruh. The elephant in the room in terms of Elon Musk. I'm going to end on the Dan Lennon issue that has been currently trending. But I want to address, by the way, we are addressing things like with somebody's anyway. Like, who are you to address Elon Musk? So, but then I want to address this issue. These are my own opinions and views, right? Okay. Buddy, have you ever... You've seen a lot of videos of Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
And interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like numerous. Yeah, you've read. Have you ever heard Elon Musk denouncing apartheid?
No.
Never, right? Yeah, me too. Isn't that interesting, right?
It's strange. I feel like I've never even heard him speak of SA in a sense.
Okay, I'm going there, right? Yeah, so we are on the same page in that way. I mean, we watch him, we follow as much in terms of him. It's Elon Musk. I have never seen him address apartheid before. Like, you know, fully coming out and saying, yo, just like how when Trevor Noah became the host of the Daily Show, the apartheid was always... he talked about it, you know. Even, what's the other lady's name? The African now?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlize. We know her too. She's spoken about the apartheid and how bad of a system. As a matter of fact, she even has programs in SA that she does, you know, Charlize, right? I remember her what you call, she even adopted, I think, kids in SA, if I'm not mistaken. What you call these things, where the things that celebrities like to do? Charity. Her charity was collaborating with not Elon, I mean Trevor Noah's charity, and both of them went back to SA, went to Soweto, you know. I've seen them, yeah, but I have never seen Elon Musk do anything for SA, like in, you know, within the on his capacity, basically, right? As Elon Musk.
Not saying that he should, but
we're still going there. I've never seen him, nor have I ever had him address like apartheid, coming out and saying, yo, I mean, it's wrong, and and what happened. I think the reason I'm saying this, especially with Elon, is because of how old he is. He's 52 years old, right? Something like that, or 53, I don't remember, but something like that. Yeah, in his 50s, right? And this means he grew up in South Africa, basically. And like, I mean, he grew up and was born and raised there until he was 18, right? So this person was literally he's like almost his whole childhood he was in the system of apartheid, you know. So we're talking about someone who should have had so much experiences coming out in that system, right? From basically a white perspective, you know.
Yeah.
You know, okay. But he's never. Okay, so that's one part this we need to get. Okay, now another thing I wanted to say, now that you are pointing out the point that he should or should not, Elon is not a politician, and he hasn't been as political. I feel like the only thing that's kind of makes him political recently is the Twitter. Because Twitter then, because of what can be allowed, not allowed, can someone say this? That's what kind of puts him more into politics, right? But in general, he's been a tech guy and he's been doing his own thing. So we shouldn't also expect, as you were saying, we shouldn't have not necessarily expected him to come out. We shouldn't expect him to come up and denounce apartheid and all of the sudden, because that's politics and that's not his space really, right? And he's more like of a tech guy, right? So we agree on that, right? So in my own view too, I still felt like that. Although I always felt like, as someone who has so much power, because Elon has so much power and influence, and he's done so much in the world, I felt like, I would have expected him, like for an example, to do something in SA like how Theron and Trevor do, right, in SA, right? But then I thought of something. I feel like I would have expected that more if he was black, I feel like if he was a black guy, I would be especially if he was black. I think I would have been like raining on him, like as to yo, you should, why you're not doing this, you're a billionaire. Like I feel like I was gonna hold him more into that. But I mean, do you want? I mean, I don't know, bruh. What do you think? What would you say on that statement? Would you say, because let's be fair, I feel like if he was black, not only me, I'm sure there's other black people in SA who believe that they would have wanted more from him. I mean, look at Trevor Noah and how much people were so demanding of him, like
almost like
he owes. It's almost like he has a responsibility to do things for South Africans.
Not necessarily
fair,
but
you get the point. It's almost like, yo, bruh, you grew up here with us, our struggle, what is going on here, bruh. Can you plug us on, like as a country? What could you do?
It's weird because even that you're bringing that up, it's not necessarily like even people were saying that with Charlize, because it was quite.
I know.
She made it.
But then also,
her case,
nobody was. But Trevor, no one was in her case saying, Charlize, come do what's in SA, But Trevor, they were with Trevor Noah, right? Right? Cool. Okay. Let's pause, Elon, for a little bit from that. South Africa in recent years, we know what happened during apartheid, right? Let's be fair, Netherlands and English guys took black people's life or African people's lives, livelihood in a way that they took their land for the most part, right? So they took their land, and till this day, for the most part, the land is owned by Afrikaners in South Africa and stuff, who are Dutch descendants, right? Cool, right? That's it's like that even now. This is 30 years after the end of apartheid and starting of democracy in 94. Cool, right? Now, in recent years in South Africa, they started experiencing farm murders, right? People were killed in the farm, right? Basically, what's happening is that because how farms are like, how farms is like, a farm is there and it's a huge land, there's no services. It's not like in the city, there's no services. Police are 1 hour away, So criminals started taking advantage of that. Going to farms, robbing people, raping, killing people. These are ruthless criminals, basically, right? Killing people. I mean, they kill people, by the way, like everywhere. You remember those stories around 2013, 2012, which was even worse. 2011, they were killing farmers everywhere, right? But they were killing not only white farmers, they were killing black farmers too, right? But again, South Africa is predominantly, like in terms of farming, is predominantly white space. Yes, I wish I don't like keep saying white people or black. Like I wish we had another way to say this, but it is what it is. True. Yeah, I wish we had another way. Yeah, but anyway, so basically,
you wanna say Caucasian?
No, I don't want to say that. Yeah, but then so predominantly people who got affected by the farm criminals were white people, actually, because they own for the most part like the most significant farms. So criminals will target the big farms, of course, because they know they're gonna get the most money in the big farms. So they benefits more if they go for the big farms, right? So and then obviously black people still got affected, but to be fair, it wasn't like the white people. White people had it bad during those times. Actually, still happens now, just as it's not as it was in 2012 and 2013. These are just ruthless criminals, bro. That's why killing people. But let's be honest too. The criminals were black people. Yeah. Let's just be honest. It's a fact. Yeah, it's facts are there. It's black people who were criminals and black people who were killing farmers, mostly white farmers. Because in South Africa, by virtue, I mean, if you have more white people in the space of farming, so the people who are going to be mostly affected is white people. So let's not go around that, right? As much as black people were dying, because they did kill black farmers too, but it was mostly like white farmers that were being killed, right? Now, the man that never comments on South African politics was the first to comment on that.
I remember.
Yeah. Elon Musk then comes up. The guy who never says anything about apartheid, never says anything. He goes and tweets this and texts Ramaphosa, you like basically, I don't want to say stupid, but he was saying something like that. What are you doing with the farmers being killed in South Africa? Farmers, it's almost like he made it like sounds like a race thing, right? That criminals are out there killing like white farmers. What are you doing about it? That's how we framed it, right? What are you doing about it? People have been dying. Like, basically, it's almost like you're a president for nothing. He takes Ramaphosa and he says that. I remember Julius Malema, he also replies to that. I forgot what he said. But he said that. Elon Musk comes out and says this, when I hear, like, when I follow, apparently, basically, because Donald Trump also says something almost to those lines, but the people who are reaching up to them is the AfriForum. You know how AfriForum seeks to represent like Afrikaners and stuff like that. So hence it's got into Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what happened, right? Now I start to have a problem then.
Cause now
I start because now it's like okay, now it's like okay. So you are aware of everything that's happened. So you are aware, you know what's going on. So in other words, you know that black people are still oppressed in a sense that they haven't gotten their things back. You know everything. So you're aware, you're watching, so you know. It's just that you have an agenda or you represent a certain type. Do you understand? This is when I started like saying, okay. 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 Isn't that, I mean, aren't you the guy who never said anything?
So why?
Because we were just saying that, right? Yeah.
The political space.
Yeah.
Is it because, okay.
Yeah, and also you're talking to presidents, even worse, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, so then, do you see now? Now, to me now, it's more like, all right, now I see you now. Because, I would say, so let's say if you're a reasonable person in thinking back where you grew up and you know the circumstances of the actual people, wouldn't you have it at heart, at least if you've achieved as much as the guy has done, to say, yo, I need to, But then for him, we just said, it's okay that he doesn't do that. Yeah. He can't be obliged to come back and help people and what's not, right? He cannot be forced to be like that, right? But then, you can't then, if that's the case, then you cannot then also come to interfere then when it suits. Because now it seems like to me you are representing only a certain people. Then there's a certain agenda. So injustice is only, this is the thing. It is all now. This is all connects to the thing that we were talking about when we were talking about Ukraine and Palestine. The same thing. There's justice seems to count only when certain people are getting affected. Because now in this case, this is the same thing. To me, it seems like that with Elon. It's like if you are not the guy to talk about SA or talk about the struggles of apartheid, you're not the guy to talk about what black people go through and what's not. You can't be the guy then when something happens then in SA, because then now it seems like you have that view that justice only applies to a certain people. What do you think, buddy?
No, man, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree with the idea that, you can't comment now when it seems only, basically, in this moment, it favors only his skin color, in a sense. Because if you, not also to say he should stay silent forever in terms of okay, yes, you are seeing wrong happening, and then you're actually commenting on the wrong that's happening. But if you have been silent throughout this whole time,
and wrong being happening,
yeah, then why are you now commenting on it?
And it's specific also, because it's specific the way he's framing it. It's because the way it's. I don't know. Can you find the tweet, buddy? Maybe so we can read it. Please try to find the tweet. You know, because it's even tagged Ramaphosa. Please try to find the tweet. Because it's the way it was framed to me, it sounded like he's clearly representing like a race rather than a people. That's how it felt like to me. But you tell me.
No, you can continue checking while I'm looking, man.
I'm also trying to figure out another thing that I wanted to say, especially in regards to this issue. You know, so to me, bruh, I don't know, man. I started seeing that in a different eye, you know. But then this was the first moment for me. You know, it's like, okay, moment. Because you know how I feel about Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk, bro. But I'm not going to lie. When I saw that, I was like, yo, hey, I'm not sure now, dog. Especially in this one particular, this moment particular. For me, it was an moment, bro. Because the idea is that they don't feel the Afrikaner farmers don't feel protected by the police and the government and stuff like that, and they feel like the government is letting them down basically and not caring about them being killed in the farms and stuff like that. I feel like that's a reasonable thing, by the way. Let's not try to make it like these people who are doing this, they should go to jail. We are not supporting this. Let's just be clear, because I know people are gonna be saying, yo, like, we are not supporting this. These people should go to jail or should be killed by police, because some of them like to shoot at the police too. Like, that's not what we are supporting. But on the case specifically with Elon Musk, because if this is your MO, then right, you cannot. If this is your MO, is you are not saying anything or you are not drawn into the thingy, like the political space in that sense, then to me it sounds more like you have an agenda of not representing a people, but rather representing racism or race. That's how it feels like. But then it's cool, man. Let's take it further, buddy. Come back to me. Let's take it further.
All right.
Okay. That happened. And then the interview is with Don, right? Is it Don Lemon, right?
Yeah, Don. Yeah, let me see.
Is it Don Lemon or Lennon?
I think it should be Lemon. Is it Don?
Yeah, I think it's Lemon actually, because I was asking myself, why this nigga Lemon? Anyway.
I mean, it's his last name. Can't hate him. Don Lemon. Actually, it was quite an interesting interview as well. Yeah, it's Lemon.
Lemon. Yeah, I'm correct.
Damn.
I'm correct. This man is a lemon, bro. Okay, so buddy. Okay. I watched the interview, right? With Don. When I watched the interview with Don, like that he did with Don as everyone else, and we've been talking about this part, the interview thing, right? Bruh, yo, my man. Yeah, well, bruh. Yes, it's everything. I see the disagreements they are having here and there, here and there, here and there. I've never been shook. As soon as Elon used that thing too of everyone was a slave, it's like, nah, dog. Stop the cap, bro. It's not the same thing, dog. It's that thing that I was saying about Candace. Yeah, but this thing, that's a cop-up. That's a 101 cop-up. But everyone was a slave. It's like, nah, bro. Nah, dog. Nah. Like, talk about... Because I think it's the thing of looking at slavery, too, in that pointed form that they're talking about. Like, you know, let's say for an example, if you were to compare struggles, let's put it like this, buddy. Let's say, for an example, things you grew up together, your dad used to beat you up, right? Your dad used to beat you and your siblings up all the time. one sibling reacts by using this as momentum, as a force to say, yo, fuck life, I'm getting things done, I'm becoming this, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna be bigger than this, and they go and do it, right? Yeah. And the other one reacts to the circumstances differently. They get depressed, go down, basically they lose the plots in their lives, and they never succeed and stuff like that. Yeah, they don't see no value in living, right? And you come to them and say, but I was raped too. Nigga, the fuck, bro? It's not the same person. We're not the same. We're not gonna react the same way, right? So this brings me to the thing, of the slavery thing. Just because everyone was enslaved, beside the fact that, which is the significant, beside the fact that in terms of the impact, in terms of the Africa is much more bigger than what they are making it to sound like. Yeah. It's not equal, right? It's not equal. We don't have equal scale here. The scale of the slavery and what happened to Africa, even till now, which still exists now, is way, way bigger. And it talks about the longevity too of the impact, how it's affected the generation after generation to come. It is not the same. It's not justifiable. Yes. Besides that, the idea also that as a people we are different culturally. I mean, we are different, right? We are not the same. Chinese people are different. Caucasian people are different. Indians are different. Everyone is different. You cannot expect that all the cultures are gonna react the same from a certain devastation, right? Because right now, if you say that, you are saying, "Oh, black people, why don't you react like Jews? Look what Hitler did to them. Look where they are now." It's not the same culture too, in terms of that, in that aspect, right? We have a different culture to them. We might be holding ourselves back to maybe in the way that we are, right? Right. So it's not the same. To me, it's not the same. What do you want to say, buddy?
No. It's because what you're bringing up. Because I saw you we were watching Philip. He said something related to that, where he was saying how the Germans actually asked for forgiveness. They literally went
and they do things,
make a statement, and they did things to basically show that, yo, what we did was fucked up. We acknowledge that we fucked up in the situation, and we need to basically amend. Yeah,
and they put structures too to try and do that,
which other people never did. They never thought that they should apologize. What they did was wrong. It always looks like the idea is that, guys,
it's never happened.
Yeah, let's move on from this.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Should we talk about this? No.
Let's remove this from history.
What elephant are we talking about? There's no elephants in the room. No. Let's not teach kids at school. That's what they're fighting for, right? Let's not teach kids at school. We don't know that's how our country killed people. No, let's not say that. Why we want to teach this?
It's the if you remember, there's a painting. I think it's just like Jonathan Harris. He had a painting. I think I had it on my status a couple of days ago, where he's saying it's like white people are trying to whitewash everything. That's what it's saying. They're trying to whitewash everything. I think it's a picture of all black people in history, and then there's a white guy who's trying to just paint over it with white painting.
Yeah.
It's like everything should just know. Let's remove everything. Let's build a clean slate like this thing never happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They don't want to deal with the fact that this happened, and it's the way it is, actually. They don't want to deal with it. I think it's okay, buddy. You can just leave this.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, it's like that, So that thing, so then, buddy, this brings me then to this, man, Then now I'm kind of offended now. Now I'm like, my man, come on, bro. You're not the same guy who never said anything about apartheid or done anything despite your power. You're not the same guy who came back and only defended farmers when they're being killed because you're representing a certain agenda. You're not the same guy then who's coming back now to say everybody was a slave, because it's so disingenuous of you to then say that, Because it's very disingenuous to say that. That's so fucking stupid, actually, for such a smart person. He's so smart, actually. He's so stupid, right? I mean, right now, for an example, if you look at basically the products of that slave enslavement of Africa, for an example, right? Right now, the impact, right? The impact is still there now. You're talking about that. I mean, apartheid just ended in 94, bro. Like, I mean, what are you talking about? We are the first generation of free people. What are you talking about? My own mom and dad was not free. Can you imagine? My mom and dad were not free. My dad worked for white farmers for 50 cents. He used to work like at least 5 homes a day, 5 homes of white farmers a day. He was forced to learn Afrikaans. Like, so for you to say that, and you never said anything about apartheid, it's so disingenuous, actually. It says a lot about you there now. Because that's how it sounds like to me. This sounds like an outrightly racist person to me. That's how it sounds like. It's like, how you're the same guy to say everybody was a slave. How stupid is that of him? Like, now we're talking about now. At home, I am the first generation of free people. Like, apartheid ended in 94. I was born in 94. My mom, my dad, like, we're talking about our own family now. Mom and dad, we're not talking about now mom and dad, they lived in a farm, even worse about the product of my family. Even worse, the history of my family. Even worse about the product of me, actually. Even worse. I feel so disgusted, actually, by that. Even worse, because if you look at my family tree, like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, even worse. Now that he's gonna say that. I mean, because they make it like it's such a far thing. Meanwhile, as I said the last time when we were talking about the Candace Owens thing, meanwhile, now in 2024, 2023, 2021, 2020, now in 2020 something, black people and things happening. Black people are being killed by the police now. Black people are not getting loans. Black people are overcharged for loans. Black people are not allowed to do this and this and this. With the same circumstance, because guys, we're talking about whereby there's the same circumstance. We are both teachers, but then my colleague who's a white teacher is being offered more. I'm not being offered more. I'm categorized as risk and what's what, right? I mean, we're talking about that now. We're talking about the impacts now, the impact that it's having now. We are in a space whereby we still need to take our families from the past that they left them into, right? You are still in a case whereby you are dealing with a mother who never got a chance to go to school because of what they were doing to them. Now, we're dealing with that now. We have to build for family. Now, we're dealing with that now. And someone says, we were all slaves. The scale is not the same, dog. The scale is not the same. The impacts now. I'm not talking about past. The impacts now. What is the impacts now? The impact now, what is happening now to us now as a result of the past that you are talking about. To you, there is you were talking about when they were being enslaved, 1600s when they were being enslaved, 1700s. That's what it's talking about. We are talking about the impacts we are having as a result of the beginning now. That's what we are talking about. So to me, he just became racist then from that. The whole thing, such a guy that you love so much. I think this is what makes me even mad about it. It's because how much I love Elon Musk. I think that's what makes me mad about it. For him to say that, it's like, bruh, shut up, go build some cars. Ang basela lupa dog. How, bruh, the hell, dog. Now, we're talking about now, dog. Now, what we have to go through and do now as a result of that.
Yeah, I think I know. You know what? It's a situation that you can't defend. No matter what was the conversation that was happening between him and Don in that situation where he was bringing this up. Because now that means, in a way, he was exposed for what he thinks in his mind. Basically about this whole situation, about all these things. As you said, there was one moment that you're mentioning that right now, a tweet, something was happening and then he was exposed again. So basically these are moments where you get to understand what goes on in terms of what are his views.
Views about, exactly, that's my thing, right? And buddy, this is the thing, you know, for the most part, like, in the interview with Don, to be fair, I am in the side of Elon for the most part. Okay, in which parts? Elon says, right, which I found contradictory at the end, given that he fired Don from the thing that they were working on in Twitter. Elon says he's advocating for free speech, right?
Yeah.
He's advocating basically for the freedom of everyone to say whatever they want to say, even when we don't like it, right? I agree with that. Many people disagree with him on that because they feel like, for example, then someone is going to say something racist, right? And people on Twitter are saying things that are racist, and obviously they're not banned for that and stuff because he's advocating for free speech. And his argument was that, guys, free speech doesn't matter, and we cannot have free speech if we are not going to allow people to say things people we do not like to say things we don't like. Do you see? Then free speech is not worth it then. Because then once we police speech, then we're going to have a problem going forward. Because then what I'm saying, even now, myself right now, someone can consider it as offensive, right? So everyone can consider anything offensive. Yeah. So everyone should have free speech, right? Even when they say things that we don't like. I actually agree with that. I would rather have someone, if they are racist, be racist and say they are racism. Yeah, right? Rather to pretend like they are not. And then say because blocking someone from saying, let's say you block people who say racist things on Twitter, it doesn't mean that they don't exist and they have those views in real life. Yeah, in real life we have them and they have those views, right? That's what we have, right? So to delete them and to say, so I disagree with Don, right? I agree with Elon, you know, in that case, for an example. For the most part, I agree with him in the argument that he's making. Because people are saying, so for an example, Don was arguing like, but then they still right and wrong and what's not and what not, right? True, right? Not to say these people are not wrong. They are wrong, of course. You can acknowledge that anyone who says something that's racist is wrong, or who tries to offend people, swears and whatnot is wrong. But they should have a free speech to be able to do that. Otherwise, the free speech is not worth it. I agree with that. I feel like if a person was to tag me on Twitter and say nigger, whatever, this and I'm white, whatever they say, I don't care about that, right? I believe in that idea of having the actual free speech for them to express themselves, right? This is where, for me, is contradictory for Elon Musk, right? It's like, if you are that guy, then how are you firing someone for saying something you didn't like?
Don said he was not necessarily fired. He was like, no, the deal was removed from the table for him to be on the platform.
Yeah, but then come on, JC. I mean, it's almost the same thing. I mean, if
you're arguing for Don,
yeah, I understand.
He say, he was not fired because we're removing the idea that he was fired because he was not like he was hired anyway. It was a deal that's being proposed.
Okay. Still, that
doesn't change that he's saying he's removing someone who was
because you agreed you want to have this person on your platform and you said you want them to represent a different view and stuff like that. Now you're removing a deal with them because they had an interview with you and said something that you didn't like. And your argument in the interview is that people need to say things that we don't like it. Now it's like, I'm gonna say, I mean, there's no way around it then. I mean, despite my love for him, I still love him. I still love Elon Musk, bro. Like, I love this guy so much. I think he's brilliant. He's smart. I love Elon. I watch him. Very intelligent man, bro. I don't think, actually in the world, I don't think we've ever had a guy like this, you know. But I mean, we have to deal with it, bro. It is what it is, bro. Like, if you look at the pattern of his views in this case, then there's just so many inconsistencies for me. You know, I mean, I'm a nobody. I can't talk to him and question him about hey, bro, like what? Yeah, because to me, these are just dick moves. Then, yeah, I mean, if he would remove the deal, I mean, he did. Let's not even say if. I mean, he had an interview with the guy and he removed the deal after a deal that he said he's gonna have with the guy. Because the guy was saying things he didn't like, but then he.
So what's the point of?
Do you see? There's so many things, but okay, this is how I was internalizing this. The reason I was mad the most that time, actually, this is how I was internalizing it. Because Elon Musk and my dad actually are like this, almost the same age. Actually, because my dad was born in 1969, so he'd be around that age of 50 watts, I guess. He was born in 1969. I mean, okay. My dad is a black man, right? Elon, a white man, grew up in apartheid South Africa. Elon, for being white in an apartheid system, was growing up in privilege. And my dad was growing up in disadvantage. My dad had to do things that he didn't have to do because of the system.
Yeah.
And fast forward later, Elon Musk is a 52-year-old white man who grew up in an apartheid system, saying everybody was a slave. That's why I was so pissed. It's that. That's why I was so pissed. He grew up in an apartheid system where he had a privilege over black people, particularly because he was white in an apartheid system that was making black people inferior to a white race. And today, that man is saying everybody was a slave.